3-goal win over Bolivia. Argentina able to win Group A. They have Ecuador on Saturday. Bolivia already eliminated. The big story, though, Brazil, Chile in the quarterfinals. So Chile finishing in last place in their group. As for Argentina, concern about their offense, concern about Lionel Messi and what he's been up to this tournament so far. How many concerns do they wash away for you, Alex?
Well, look, we talked about the opponents, and it was at times very, very easy for them. This man right here on the left put on a show, as he has done so many times over the years. You would expect him to do that, so they're not going to get carried away. It was interesting that he stayed on, and they even make some substitutes of players with yellow cards. And you gotta hand it to Messi for wanting to play in the first place. And yeah, you better put your arm around that, because both of those players had great games in very, very different ways, but they were huge for that team. And respect, all right, one of the greatest ever for an incredible game.
No jersey exchange there. What does Lampe have to do to get the Messi top?
You got a hug, man. You got a hug.
A hug is pretty good. 9 saves, pretty good as well. I mean, imagine if Lampe didn't have the tournament he did. More on him in a second as you take a look at Group A. Kobe, is this about the way you figured this one would end up?
Yes, I mean, this is pretty much what we all expected. And looking at that game, Uruguay versus Paraguay, I think that Uruguay couldn't have done themselves any more favors, because now they find themselves away from Brazil. So a good route to possibly get into.
Good to be away from Brazil, bad to be Chile, because they have Brazil Friday, 7 Eastern on FS1 in the quarterfinals. The quarterfinal coverage actually begins earlier that day, 4:30 Eastern. Peru and Paraguay. Saturday's quarterfinal games begin on FS2, Uruguay in action, and then Argentina. So we're finally done with the group stage here, and everybody has played the games that we knew they were going to play. And in the end, we're sitting here heading into the knockout stage saying Brazil is the team to beat. Brazil is the class of South America. Did anything today change that narrative?
No.
Okay.
No, I think Brazil is still top dog. Everyone else is still playing catch up. I think the one big change is like, okay, we are seeing an Argentinian side that seems to be heading in the right direction. And then the big concern for me is just for Paraguay as they move forward. Will Almiron be ready? Because we've seen how much he means to that team.
Yeah, well, we started the day talking about who we thought matched up better, and it ended up being, I remember Stu was talking about it. So for Brazil, I think Chile's fine. I think they'll have no problem with them, but I think that they should be very, very confident going in. And to Kobe's point, I don't think anything has changed since the moment that we started this tournament about who is the favorite. Absolutely. For Argentina today, it was just a nice way. Nobody got hurt. They got lots of goals. They will certainly have lots of confidence going forward, and they can certainly beat Ecuador. But now it gets down to, nobody remembers what you did in the group stage, ultimately in a tournament once you go on. It's those games where it's knockout situation, and you win, you go on. You lose, you go home right now. And this gets down to what we've been talking about since the beginning of this tournament, where Messi, it's an opportunity once again for him to have that moment to win a trophy. But they got to get through Brazil at some point.
At some point. And right now they're on opposite sides of the bracket, so that at some point would be the championship game at the Copa America quarterfinals. Fire up Friday. We mentioned 4:30 Eastern, Peru, Paraguay. Then Neymar and Brazil taking on the last legs of the golden generation of Chile at 7 Eastern. Both games live on FS1. Messi on a mission. Can he get that first senior trophy with Argentina? Tonight he moved closer to a record held by the great Pele. We'll tell you more about that one on the postgame show, which is next.